Was it any surprise where we ended up? I don't think so. I just hope the man behind the camera has looked up these weather forecasts, but in his defence they have been a bit all over the place. The river level is where we would expect it to be when planning a trip like this, but we've turned up and it's a wee bit higher than what we were expecting. Now Alex has went and checked the clarity. It looks clear, which is a bonus. If we'd have turned up here today with the height it is and it's dirty, it would have been a disaster. And a puncture like one in the tyre in the car, so who knows what we're in store for the day. But we'll keep trying to get that £3 grayling.
This doesn't feel half bad. A lot of water here, so I'm going to get in tight to the shore. This one's taking off about 50 yards downstream, so I'm going to move in after it. It feels nice. Saying that, in this water anything feels nice.
I've no risked my neck for a tiddler, have I? Usual Alex, eh? It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that big either. Not that quick looking and pretty deep, isn't it? We've been fishing for about 10-15 minutes, and as Gordon said when we first came down to the river, we were a wee bit worried. It's high, it's a lot higher than we've fished here before, and it made the difference when I hit that fish. It felt heavy in that flow, and it was quite tricky getting across. There's a kind of gully runs in between the bank here and a sort of a gravel bank that runs down the middle of this run. It was a wee bit hairy.
Wee bit?
A wee bit hairy. But we got there and we got the first fish of the day. It's not taking too long. Bear with me. He's definitely £2. Or she's definitely £2. Felt like £4 in that flow. She's very lively. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, hairy stuff in that current.
Like proper back in the net now. We'll get her recovered, a wee 40 and then back.
Don't need a 40.
Aye day.
Don't take 40s of £2.
Grayling snob. The reason I'm standing over here is because I asked Alex to tie my hook on for me whilst I get my waders on. The reason for that was there's a big hunt on and all the cars are piling in. So to get out the road, it's like teamwork to get us down to the river, I went and hooked a fish, and guess what? My knot failed.
It makes you feel any better, I've just lost mine as well.
Alex is off knot tying duties. Well, so far so good to a degree. I've hooked 2 fish. Unfortunately I lost them. So if it does do one thing, it helps with the confidence. The last few sessions haven't been great on the Grayling, or the roach, and the pike for that matter, so it was good to feel a bend in the rod. Hopefully I'll land, I don't care about him, hopefully I'll land one today. He's already had one. But just to touch on a couple of questions that were asked, well, the same question was asked by a couple of folk, was these bait bags. I believe they're designed for carp anglers, for their boilies. But we find them quite useful for the maggots, as opposed to like one of their aprons. And folk have asked what make, so it's Fox, Aquas, I believe is how you say the second part. So if I can find a link to it, I'll stick it in the description. Hopefully that helps a few out that are interested in using such a thing. But we find that a great help. I don't know how many times a couple of years ago I used to give me maggots still in my pocket. Aye, confidence is a wee bit higher today. So fingers crossed. Today's the day. Just for a fish, no, I don't care if it's £1, £2 or £3. Sorry. Oh, disaster. Shooting line. Come on, please. Oh, that's like shooting. Can't believe I never lost my net at all. Actually, the fish.
I don't even see your face.
Well, I see off the side.
I'd go net if you were over net. Don't need it.
Don't balls it up.
Oh, no, need a bigger net. Yeah, oh, it's not far off. Yeah, that way. It's a big fish. It's a big fish.
I knew today driving down this was going to happen, and do you know why? Because yesterday we were pike fishing, and you know what I'm going to say, don't you? The scales that we have for the pike fishing get soaked, get rusted, we're gubbed. So we put the Reuben Heaton Grayling scales that we use, they go up to £26, but they're more accurate for the smaller fish. So they're in the pike bag and we're doing here fishing, which is no use to nobody. And I says to Alex, you know what's going to happen today, don't you? We're going to catch that fish that is close to the £3. I think this is £3. The gentleman that's watching, he reckons it's £3. Of course Alex thinks it's just under. So, but it's the biggest grayling I've ever seen.
Don't worry about the fin just now, just hold it with 2 hands.
Just don't do any damage to it. Want to keep it safe.
Be alright. Go in there and see if you kneel there.
I can't even. I'm built at you. Look at that.
Lift its head up a touch.
Get the fin on it. That a big nail.
It's a meal.
How's that look?
Not the greatest light. I'm going to move you in a minute.
That's got to be 3 in it. No what it is, but fish of the week. To say I'm buzzing is an understatement. That's the longest, biggest grayling I've ever seen. Honestly, I'm not just saying that. Peter fin up there like sexy. Get a wee video first. Well, it's only my second grayling of the season, but yeah, I don't think anything will ever beat that first one. But this is a wiry wee number. You don't need to see my ugly, I'll hold it out of the net. On the Aventus float rod. To say this has made my year, these two fish is an understatement. Thought the year was going to fizzle out to nothing. We'll no waste too much time, we'll get him back. Her.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Male? Yeah, small male. Yeah.
We suspected the river was rising, so we checked the phone. It's a good job it was. It was starting to. So it was just waded all the way up there. Excuse me, I need my inhaler to get back to the car that was on this side before we get stuck. How's that lie doing?
So I think it's become quite apparent that we do enjoy our grayling fishing. We enjoy being in the water, in waders, trotting floats. But Gordon's just highlighted a really, really important point there when it comes to wading, and when it comes to wading in rivers in particular. And to give you an example, where we've been fishing this morning is downstream and across from our only exit point back to the car. So when in situations like that, and generally in any situation when you're in the water, keep an eye on the conditions, keep an eye on the forecasts, and keep an eye on water levels in particular. It rained this morning. We were a wee bit worried about it when we turned up this morning. We knew it had rained, so we suspected that the river might rise a little bit, and it did. So we checked it on the hydrograph on SEPA's website, and it has come up a little bit, and we decided it was time to bail out from where we were. Downstream and across is not where you want to be in high water conditions. So we did manage to batter our way up through this little bit of rapids here, which was manageable. It was manageable. However, in an hour's time it might not have been. So always know your exit points, always know how you're going to get out of the river if you need to, and know your wading abilities as well. Not everyone's overly confident in waders. You need to wet a couple of times on the way up there. So yeah, know your wading ability and know your exit points. Keep an eye on the river conditions, the weather conditions, because even a £3 grayling isn't worth it.
It is. Take 3.
It was going so well. Eventually, we've had an absolute nightmare of a run. The last 3 or 4 sessions have been terrible, and today started to pick up and go in the right direction until lunchtime.
Aye, flat tyre.
Puncture.
So the farmer came to our rescue, managed to get air in the tyre, get to the garage, air in the tyre, garage, air in the tyre, you get the gist. So we're trying to make this quick, but we keep making an arse of this video. That's a shandy, by the way, that's not a pint, he's having a pint. But we just wanted to recap the session and overall the year. That was all day 3. I reckon it was a little over.
I think you're right. I don't know about over, but it's definitely 3 or thereabouts.
£2.16.
£2.16 we're going to call it, I think. We can't be calling it £3 without actually weighing it, so £2.16 ounces.
Yeah, different fishing, different bags for different days out. The scales get left in the pint bag, and that's only because the actual pint scales are gubbed, which is on the Christmas wish list. But highlight of the year, but a tough one. We've been talking about this a couple of times driving home. What's your kind of highlight?
It's always hard to pick one, I've said it before, but looking back, I've had some nice fish and some nice trips. The trip down to Trent is always a good one. Some nice fish on the last trip down there.
I got a few PBs there, right?
Aye, big bream.
Mentioned that in the last video.
Big bream and a big chub, which was great. Got a nice pike earlier on as well, much to Gordon's disappointment.
Honestly, see if I'd have caught that.
But I do have one highlight that I'm going to put top of the pile. But aye, yours?
I just think the overall year, it was always an idea over the years doing this YouTube channel, and for one reason or another we never ever took the plunge and went for it, and I'm glad we did, because this year's been the first full year, that we've managed to. We've had our ups and downs. We have had that, nearly chucked it a couple of times, but I'm glad we stuck with it. Highlight wise, I've really struggled to pick one that sticks out.
We know what's coming here.
The 204.
Alright,
the 200
that
club.
surprised me. Alright, okay.
The big skate, thanks to Lee they promised us the 200 club sticker, and managed to get that. But what a fight! Don't know if I can do that again. And then obviously the man you're probably sick of the sight of it by now, is the sea trout.
There it is. That's what I was expecting.
Oh, sorry, no asthma, that's cold weather. But the sea trout, again, that was one day, spur of the moment, after work, and then bang, nobody there to savour the moment. Well, there was 3 guys there that just absolutely flung me a deefy. I could have been doing with their help, and then obviously today, that came out of nowhere. My confidence was at I think an all-time low, just nothing was going right. Blanking in the pikes, losing Grayling the last session. Didn't even get a bite in the roach, I think I got 1 bite, didn't I?
No.
Just terrible, but to end on that Grayling was pretty special. But if I'm getting forced to pick just the one, sea trout.
Thought as much.
Sorry.
And quite rightly so, I think. Aye, definitely. What a fish that was.
What a fight as well.
My number one, probably not as exciting as the sea trout, and probably not that exciting to many people, but it's been a fish that I've been obsessed with for a while and been stuck on a PB of £1.6 for years. So to finally break that with a fish of £1.9, huge fish, £1 9 ounce, is my roach, my PB roach from back in July. A fish that, again, yeah, I've said it, not many people think too much about them, but there's just something about them for me absolutely love. So my highlight, PB roach.
It takes a bit of skill to catch a £1.12, but doesn't it?
Doesn't even merit a response.
Gutted. See how gutted I am about not catching that pike? It's a role reversal. I wanted that pike and he wanted my roach.
I'll get one.
We will.
You'll get one
We'll
as
get
well.
another one. Don't know how long it'll take, but I suppose to wrap up this video and this year, it's just to wish you a happy new year and all the best for 2024.
And we'll see you next year.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's hope that one recorded. Leaving here drunk. Right, tell me the audio up now.